Chicago, August 4th, 1948. An ad offering 4 children for sale appears in the local newspaper. The mother hides her face in shame, and the children are displayed on the front steps of a rundown apartment. The image immediately raises many questions, such as, why was she trying to sell her kids? Where are they now? Did anyone actually buy them? We are going to answer these questions and more as we take a deeper look into this story. But please do be warned, this story is not going to be a happy one. The mother, Lucille, was just aged 24, and her husband Ray, who was 16 years older, tried desperately to keep food in their mouths and a roof over their heads, which was a struggle given they had 4 children and another on the way. It didn't make it easier that Ray was now jobless, and they were facing eviction from their small apartment. With no income, bills piling, and hungry mouths to feed, the 2 parents had to make a decision to sell their own children. On the top step from left to right, Lana, age 6, Ray, age 5, and on the bottom step, Milton, age 4, Sue Ellen, age 2. According to the New York Post, several days after the sad photograph was published in a newspaper called the Chicago Heights Star, dozens of job offers, homes, and financial assistance poured in. However, it's unclear where the financial assistance was distributed and whether or not it just held the family together for a few more years. Regardless, within 2 years, all of the children, as well as the baby she was carrying at the time, were sold off to different homes. Many of the kids live to this day, and in 2013, the scattered siblings tried to find each other. In 2013, Ray, who was 70 years old at the time, reunited with her 67-year-old sister, Sue Ellen, for the first time since they were 7 and 4. Unfortunately, by the time they finally managed to reunite, Sue Ellen was dying of lung cancer. Despite this, Ray was still extremely grateful for the brief, bittersweet reunion. "It's one of the happiest days of my life," Ray said. Sue Ellen could no longer speak when they met, but she could write. When Sue Ellen was asked what she thought when she finally got the chance to meet her sister again, she quickly scribbled down, "It's fabulous, I love her." However, when asked what she thought about her birth mother, she wrote, "She needs to be in hell, burning." It's clear she harvested some bitter resentment for her, and understandably so. Just a few months after Ray and Sue Ellen got the chance to meet, Sue Ellen sadly passed away due to the cancer. At the time of the photo, Lucille was still pregnant with a child who was later named David. He never actually got the chance to meet his sister, Sue Ellen, before she passed away, or his older sister, Lana, who unfortunately died just before the siblings started reconnecting. According to Ray, she was sold for only $2 to farmers John and Ruth on August 27, 1950. Her brother Milton was crying nearby during the transaction, so the couple took him as well. Their names were changed to Beverly and Kenneth. Their new home wasn't much of a salvation. They were often chained up in a barn and forced to work long hours in the field. Milton remembers being called a slave by his new father figure, a label he accepted at the time because he didn't understand what it meant. Their brother David was legally adopted by Harry and Luella McDaniel, who only lived a few miles away. David, who says his adoptive parents were strict but loving and supportive, remembers riding out on his bike to see his siblings and unchaining them before going back home. Ray left home at 17, shortly after undergoing a brutally traumatic situation. As a young teen, she was kidnapped and raped, which resulted in a pregnancy, and had her baby adopted when she returned. As Milton grew older, he reacted to the beatings, starving, and other abuses with violent rages. A judge deemed him a menace to society, and he spent a number of years in a mental hospital after being forced to choose between that and a juvenile detention center. The mother, Lucille, remarried after selling her 5 children. With her new husband, she went on to have 4 more daughters, and when her other children eventually came to see her, she is described as completely lacking any love for her old children or having any regret for letting them go. One of the daughters, Ray Mills, later claimed that her mother was selling her and her siblings in order to get money to play bingo, and that her mother's boyfriend didn't like her children. She said that while they did live in poverty, it wasn't the reason for them being sold. Milton, who was adopted alongside Ray, was pretty indifferent. "She never did love me. she didn't apologize for selling me. She hated me so much that she didn't care. The youngest child, David McDaniel, defended his mother's coldness by saying, "As soon as my mum seen me, she said, 'You look just like your father.' She never apologized. Back then, it was survival. Who are we to judge? We're all just human beings. We all make mistakes. She could have been thinking about the children. Didn't want them to die." What do you think? Was this a mother desperate for her kid's survival? Her own survival? Or was she truly just a heartless monster trying to make a quick buck? Comment what you think below, and remember to subscribe.